Hello my dear students, welcome back to the virtual class of ISC history. So in the previous video I taught you about the aggressive policy of Germany, or we can say the aggressive policy of Hitler. So today I am going to teach you about the aggressive policy of Italy. Okay, so before that you need to know about the background of the First World War, and after the First World War what all happened, then only it will be easy for you to understand. So to have a proper understanding about the First World War and the aggressive policy of Hitler, you can go to the playlist of my channel. Okay, you will get all those videos. Okay, so let's start our today's class. So as you can see over here, I have already written over here aggressive policy of Italy, and these three topics. So my main focus will be on this topic, annexation of Abyssinia. Okay, but for understanding this topic also we need to understand what all happened in the past. So you know that in the year 1914 the First World War took place, and before that Triple Alliance and Triple Entente was formed. So in the Triple Alliances, first of all, it was a dual alliance. It was composed of Germany, Austria, Hungary, and later on Italy joined it, and it came to be known as Triple Alliance. And on the other side, Triple Entente was formed, comprising of England, France, and Russia. These three. So ultimately, the World War took place. All these things I have discussed this in class 11 also, and for if you remember in the earlier classes of class 10 also, I discussed about the First World War and all. So here, so what happened after the First World War? Okay, so during the war, when World War started in 1914, Italy signed a secret treaty of London with Britain and France. Okay, why did Italy do so? Because during the unification of Italy, some of the territories were left out. And those territories were known as Italia Irredenta. Okay, a video already is made on this topic. Okay, you can go to the playlist of class 11 ISC history. There you can get all the information. Okay, so background you can know it from there. So after the secret treaty of London, Italy joined hands with Britain and France. Okay, and then what happened was that certain territories were promised. Okay, but when time came to fulfill those promises in the Paris Peace Conference, Italy was completely dejected, because their territories whichever were promised, like Trento, Tresta, Dalmatia, okay, Northern Dalmatia, Fiume, all those promised territories were not at all fulfilled. So Italy was completely dejected, disappointed. Okay, and after that a lot of problems took place, and there was a rise of fascism in Italy, and with that Mussolini came to power. Okay, Mussolini came to power. Benito Mussolini came to power. Okay, so from 1919 onward till 1934, Italy was anti-German. Okay, Italy was completely against Germany. Okay, but from 1935 onward, my dear, Italy became pro-German. Now started becoming very lenient towards Germany. Why it happened so? Because Italy was on the side of Britain and France, right? They were very much strict, and they were the one to look after the Treaty of Versailles even. Right, so Treaty of Versailles had to be taken care of. So he was on the stronger side. That means Italy was on the stronger side. But in 1935, my dear, Germany, let me tell you, in 1935, England signed a naval agreement with Germany. England signed. That means England gave permission to build up navy for Germany. So that time Italy realized that what I am doing, I am on the wrong side, right? So that means these countries who were supposed to take care of Treaty of Versailles and look after the League of Nations, maintain peace and security, they are permitting Germany for building up navy once again. That is why Italy now turned his attention towards Germany. So he started moving closer to Germany. That is why in the year 1937 Italy joined hands with Germany through Italy joined hands with Germany and Japan, and later on that came to be known as Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis. This part also we have discussed in the previous video, aggressive policy of Germany. There we have discussed, I have already discussed about this. Okay, so now what next? Why Italy became aggressive? So when Mussolini came to power, his main motive was to enhance the power and prestige of Italy in the international politics. Okay, he wanted to enhance the power and prestige of Italy in the international level, at the level of other countries, that Italy's name also should be there on the top. Okay, the first time when Italy showed its aggressiveness was in the Corfu incident. It was not a big issue, it was not a war like situation, but Corfu was an island. Okay, let me tell you that a few Greek bandits killed the Italian officer. Okay, along with his few staff members were killed by the Greek bandits, and the Greek bandits means they belong to Greece and all. That is why the entire responsibility to take the blame of the Italian officer was to be taken by Greece. So Italy now demanded compensation from Greece, which Greece denied. Greece completely denied. So when Greece denied this demand of Italy, my dear, Italy captured Corfu, one of the island of Greece. Okay, Corfu is the name of a island. So Corfu incident, that means Corfu island was completely captured. Okay, Corfu island was completely captured in the year 1923. The incident also took place in 1923. Okay, the Corfu incident took place in which year? 1923, where the army general, okay, and few of his staff members, okay, were killed by Greek bandits. So the Greek bandits, they were from Greece. Okay, so Italian general was killed. So definitely it was a huge loss for Italy. That is why compensation which was denied. But later on, and in the meantime, Corfu island was completely captured by Italy. Okay, and later on Inter-Allied Commission was set up to find out the investigation what actually happened, and this Inter-Allied Commission completely gave the proper report, and finally Italy was compensated, and Italy returned back Corfu to Greece. So this was a very small event took place in the year 1923. Next one was acquisition of Fiume. As you know that Fiume was to be given to, actually Italy demanded Fiume port. Okay, Fiume they wanted, and that was also promised in the secret treaty of London. But in spite of giving the Fiume port to Italy, it was given to Yugoslavia. In the Paris Peace Conference, it was given to Yugoslavia. So what next? So Fiume, before Yugoslavia could take over Fiume, Gabriel D'Annunzio, okay, the name of the person was, let me tell you, Gabriel, Gabriel, Gabriel D. Okay, Z-A. Okay, Gabriel D'Annunzio. So who was this Gabriel D'Annunzio? Gabriel D'Annunzio was a romantic poet. Okay, like he was a poet, he was a writer. So he, along with a few hundred of bravos, Italian bravos, marched towards Fiume and captured Fiume. Okay, Fiume. This should have been done by the government, but the government cannot do this type of act because in the international level, Fiume was given to Yugoslavia, so government cannot react this way. But a common man from Italy went and captured Fiume. So now, who captured Fiume? Gabriel D'Annunzio. He was a romantic poet. But later on, the government of Giovanni Guidotti. Okay, at that time, whose government was there in Italy? Giovanni Guidotti. Giovanni Guidotti at least became successful in freeing Fiume from Gabriel D'Annunzio's clutches. And after that, agreement reached out between Italy and Yugoslavia. Okay, so according to this treaty, according to this agreement, a larger part of Fiume was given to Italy with the adjacent port of Barros. okay, which had a very economic facility, and the rest of the part of Fiume was given to Yugoslavia. This is how the understanding reached out between Italy and Yugoslavia. Okay. So Gabriele D'Annunzio, actually he did a tremendous job, but as in the international level he had committed a mistake. He should not have done that. Okay, but anyhow it was due to his act Italy at least got a part of Yugoslavia. Okay, so now the most important topic is over here, that is why did Italy annex Abyssinia? Why did Italy annex Abyssinia? Okay, this is one of the most important topic, because mostly in the board exams, also ISC board exams, question is asked like why did Italy annex Abyssinia, or why did Mussolini annex Abyssinia? What was the reason behind that? This is a part where you will be asked for 6 marks. So we'll discuss about Abyssinia. Okay, so Abyssinia, what actually happened in Abyssinia, that Italy was very much eager to annex Abyssinia. Okay, so Abyssinia's present name, even Abyssinia is also known as Ethiopia. Abyssinia is also known as Ethiopia. Okay, so Abyssinia also is known as Ethiopia and is an independent. Ethiopia. Okay, Ethiopia. So Ethiopia, okay, and is an independent state of East Africa. Okay, East Africa. So it is in Africa. So Italy wanted to annex Abyssinia. So what are the reasons? Number of reasons over here. Now why I have written away 1896? Why I have written here? A long time back in the year 1896 in the Battle of Adowa. Okay, Battle of Adowa. Okay, in the Battle of Adowa, Abyssinia defeated Italy. Italy was very badly defeated by Abyssinia in the year 1896. So that was a great humiliation. Okay, so in order to wipe out those humiliation, okay, okay, of the Battle of Adowa, Italy wanted to annex Abyssinia. These are the probable reasons, because long time back Italy was defeated and now they had got an opportunity to annex, and so when they annex it, the humiliation which they had meted out in the year 1896 will be wiped out. Okay, so once again, in the Battle of Adowa 1896, Italy was defeated very badly by Abyssinia. Okay, so they wanted to take the revenge of that humiliation. Did you understand? Wipe out those humiliating behaviors. Now next one you can see here, Italy had number of colonies. Okay, number 2 we are going to number of colonies. So those colonies were not very rewarding. No much profit from those colonies. Like colonies were like Irita, Somaliland. Okay, like Irita, E-R-I-T-A, Irita, and Somaliland. Okay, Somaliland, I am correct. Okay, so these colonies were not very rewarding. So in order to compensate the losses occurred in those colonies, so they needed a new colony, right? So Abyssinia was a fresh target for Italy. Okay, the existing colonies were not very rewarding. That is why they now wanted to focus on some other part. They wanted to focus on some other territories, and that was Abyssinia. Okay, number 2 region. Now number 3 over here, like rich in raw materials, like I have mentioned rich. So Abyssinia was very rich in raw materials and mineral wealth. Lots of minerals were there. So once they annex Abyssinia, they can now have more and more wealth, and those natural resources can be utilized by them. Okay, that was also one of the reason. Now number 4 you can see here, like every countries, whenever they are in difficult situation, they try to divert the attention of the public. Okay, the country's attention, they want to divert it. So as you know that in 1929, so we're discussing about that part only, 23, 24. So in 1929, a Great Depression took place. Great Depression took place in America. America had suffered a loss. There was a great crash in America, and whoever were related with America, they had to suffer. Every country, like Germany was a worst sufferer, Britain also suffered, Japan also suffered, and Italy also suffered. So that was a time when Italy was also going through a financial crisis. So in order to divert the attention of the people of the country, this thing was done by annexing. Like most of the time, no, whenever the situation is out of control, our country or like China, like border issue, disputes and all these are flashed on the news channel, and all the people unite together and they think, oh, this country. So these are the high level politics. We common people, they don't understand. We don't understand. So diverting the attention of the people of Italy. It was very easy for Italy to divert the attention of the people. Okay. And the last one you can see here. Again related with the fourth point, to please the nationalists, those people, the people of Italy who loved Italy very much, okay, they will be pleased because it this was one of the great tremendous job been performed by Mussolini by annexing Abyssinia after he became the prime minister, right? So once he once he controlled the power of Italy, this was the first level of aggressiveness he showed, and that pleased the people of the country. That pleased the people of the country. Okay. So children, I think you all have understood it. So once again, let me recapitulate. So the question is like, why did Italy annex Abyssinia? So in 1896, Italy was defeated by Ethiopia, that is Abyssinia, and wanted to take the revenge of that humiliation. Okay. Next one is that the existing colonies of Italy like Eritrea and Somaliland were not very rewarding. That is why in order to compensate the losses, they wanted more colonies. That is why they wanted to annex Abyssinia. Now third one, Abyssinia was rich in raw materials and minerals, and every country wants to occupy this type of, annex those type of territories. And the last one, whenever there is a chaos in the country and if the country is going through financial crisis, so definitely the government of the country wants to divert the attention of the people. The same thing was done by the government of Italy. Okay, Giovanni Guidotti wanted to divert the attention of the people of the country. And the last one, so by doing so, the people of the country will be very much happy. Okay, so annexing Abyssinia was one of the prestigious movement for the people of Italy also. Okay, this would enhance the power and prestige of Italy and the world level. So children, hope you all have understood the today's class. So this was from today's class. So we'll meet again next class. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.